for us. So we walk through it and we enjoy its sustenance, which he gives us, but knowing that into him is the resurrection. In that verse, Allah emphasized the importance of working to the extent that one should eat only that he has worked for. Allah goes further to show us the significance of working in Surah Al-Jumu'ah 67:15. Says that when the prayer is finished, then you may disperse through the world or the land and seek the bounty of Allah and celebrate the praises of Allah so that you may prosper. Also the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam in one hadith tells us, Prophet Dawood alayhi salam, and from his enterprises, meaning that he was a worker. Also Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam appealed to us to always work and avoid begging. The above revelation clearly shows that Allah cherishes work. Your Excellence, it is important that the workforce, which nationally is exhibiting valuable standard of performance, is appreciated, as it is a core principle to national development and prosperity. This day, Your Excellency reminds us all workers realize development, experience work challenges, and become a basis to plan for new innovation to gap such challenges. Your Excellency, it is a national call to the workers and employers to enforce standard moral practices at the employment stations to enforce national growth. Your Excellency, it is critically vital to thank you as the President of the Republic of Uganda for your steady improvement on the salary remuneration of the government workers, although it needs some improvement. It is a national religious concern, Your Excellency, to remind all employers to provide equitable standards treatment to employ workers for social justice of labor, peace, unity, and work, and further to desist from discrimination of employment, sexual harassment in employment of children or children trafficking, unfair suspension and unfair termination, corruption in all forms. Your Excellency, the eminent Mufti of Uganda is humbled to thank you once again for the privileged conducive environment that has enabled the ongoing development in terms of infrastructure, technological innovation, economic, social security, education enhancement, and so on. Your Excellency, lastly, I request you and all the gathering to join me to raise our hands to the Almighty Allah, seek for absolute moral solution to crisis of corruption, greed exploitation, and above all, investment in education process that give attention to the development both the intellectual and spiritual power in human being, inshallah. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب إلينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. I wish all the workers prosperous celebration, and also I wish all the Muslim community and the nation at large a prosperous Eid al-Fitr. تقبل الله منا ومنكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Lamentation, but it's a speech that is going to help me, the country, and you to implement issues that are affecting workers. But before I start, Your Excellency, let me first, I wish to begin by special thanks to you, Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Uganda, for the following reasons. As a leader, you have championed peace not only in Uganda, but across borders. And this has given a chance. Your Excellency, allow me to remove this mask because my voice is not coming out properly, since I'm very far from others. This has given Uganda a chance to explore potential in the areas of trade and offering labor services to the neighboring countries which are peaceful. Your Excellency, live example is Southern Sudan, Somalia, and Congo. There are many Ugandans working in these countries because of peace and your initiative. Recently, Your Excellency, you put your signature on NSS Amendment Bill, which turned into law. Your Excellency, I can tell you with a smile on my face, this is a great gift you gave to the workers. After being ravaged by COVID-19, workers are now getting their money and life is becoming smoother. There are just few things which we are trying to work out with the Attorney General and the Minister of Gender. There was a rider which was put there that to access this money you must have contributed 120 days, which was not in our dream. So this one we are handling it. All these leaders, the Attorney General, the Minister of Gender, and even the Deputy Speaker who are talking this morning, we have agreed we are going to sort out that. And your dream will come true, and this is a legacy that the workers of Uganda now regard you as a friend, and you now value the workers. And I want to thank you so much, Your Excellency. Also happy to inform you that most of the people who are taking this money are investing in small businesses, which means very soon we shall have an economy with the increasing number of Ugandan investors, which will, in a long run, lead to a lot of returns to our country. The people who are telling you that this was going to affect the economy, we want to actually, and I want to thank you so much. Can you Ugandans clap for His Excellency the President? Because you took a bold decision. I remember when you raised your hand in front of us in State House and said, this will not make Uganda collapse. Go and implement. Your Excellency, the workers of Uganda have sent me to thank you so much. However, there is a small challenge with midterm access benefit, which I have explained, that we want to correct it. When you have clocked 45 years, you have saved for 10 years, you get your 20%. This rider which was put there, that Manya, you have 120 contribution, we are going to null and avoid it. Your Excellency, I just want to run straight to issue of creating jobs. Because between me and you, we have understood each other. And today, I've identified the people who can help this country to create more jobs. As NOTU, we support the rapid industrialization of Uganda. The private sector should lead the industrialization of Uganda because private sector is more result-oriented, and hence, when the government supports the private sector, it gets more value for money. Seeing and believing, recently, Your Excellency, I visited one of the factories by a Ugandan, indigenous Ugandan, metal buses industry. They are in Namalve. Metal is a dynamic, decisive, a man of action, result-oriented. He has fabricated buses for Uganda prisons services, national medical stores, Uganda Virus Institute, mentioned but few. In metal, I can see the future of Uganda. Me as a workers' leader, I'm proud and I associate myself with the metal bus industry because this is a Ugandan and we must request Minister of Finance to buy buses from him. If they can buy about 200 buses, this can create about 5,000 jobs, Your Excellency. We are now thinking of other people. We are giving investors land, money, and so on. But people we have identified like this man, I strongly stand with him. And Your Excellency, I want us to support our own so that we create more jobs. Instruct the government in ministries and departments. This will help METU. If they can buy buses from this gentleman, we hope to create 5,000 jobs in Uganda. I understand they have even signed some agreement with the KCCA and so on. We need to identify such people, Ugandans, indigenous investors, who can create our own jobs. Buy buses from METU. If this is supported, it has potential to create about 5,000, even more. Ugandan, we need to look far. METO is the Elon Musk of Uganda. Let us support him, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, on the issue of industrials, we the workers we would like to see, as workers, we are so happy for the promises that you have been giving to the workers. But there is something which, after this speech, I would like your 3 minutes with you, because I don't want to mention it here. Today is my day. So I don't want your protocol people to tell me that, no, you are busy. Give us this day. I only ask for 5 minutes. And I want to tell you what we can help both of us to develop this country. Your Excellency, I'm happy to inform you that not now, we have a home. As I talk to you, we have a home. And I want to thank you because your advice, your contribution, your ideas has made us now move in that direction. And I want you leaders to clap for him. I want also to thank you for the money for the circle, for the teachers. That is UNATU. They are now doing well. They are learning to themselves. You remember our several meetings with you in Nakasero, in Tebe State House, and so on. Now, their circle has really built. And if you go in other areas and do the same, this country will not remain the same. Your Excellency, I also want to thank you for giving the nurses the land. You have given them the land. They are now utilizing it very well, and I want to thank them. They are now even building a university on it with the issue of PP. I saw some people in the media trying to connect it with the Muwogo issue and so on. Please, media people, leave the workers alone. That land was given by the president. The nurses are now building a university, and that university is now doing a lot. So we don't want you to mix us up in the Muwogo issue. Your Excellency, I have a petition to me by the science teachers. But when I sat with them, I diagonized the papers, I realized that you promised them, the money was put in the budget. So this one, I'm not requesting anybody, because a presidential directive must be what? Must be implemented. So I'm asking Minister of Finance, Minister of Education, Prime Minister's office, sit and sort out this. Why are you disturbing our Musei on something that he has pronounced himself? So it's not a request. Maybe what I will request from Your Excellency, I had requested Mama to have a meeting with these teachers so that they can explain other issues, but the issue of money and so on. But since you have given the science people and it is in the budget, I also request you don't forget the arts people, because they are the ones actually who are very close to you. I know that one we may, but that is after. Because me and you, we normally talk. And this is the only way I can dialogue with you. These are majority. You know why I'm saying that, Your Excellency? You find an officer at a low rank is now getting 3 million, 7, 10. Now the supervisor is getting 500. That wouldn't be a problem. But we want harmonization so that we have harmony at workplace. Your Excellency, there's the issue of minimum wage. Minimum wage, I remember we sat with you, we agreed on something, and Minister of Gender started moving. But when we saw them moving slowly, we went ahead of them. And our good member of parliament presented the private members bill, which was passed by 10th parliament. It was brought to you. You didn't sign it. You returned it to parliament. Now, me, I'm not coming back to you. I'm asking parliament, since the speaker is here, Honorable Speaker, where is the bill which was returned to you? Where is that bill? Because the president pronounced himself, we want you also to pronounce what? Yourself on this issue. And Minister of Gender, you said, your predecessor said, there's adequate law. Where is that adequate law? Where is that adequate law? So these are areas that we want to correct. For me, today I'm not here to give you theories, no. Mine is practical, and first I do research where things have gone wrong. Your Excellency, the education system must be scenic with market. Your Excellency, you have made very huge investment in education and now has a good problem, unemployed and educated youths. First of all, I want to thank General Salim Saleh. I'm a board member at the National Cultural Center. But recently, General Salim Saleh opened my mind. There's a huge potential in culture, in music, art, and so on. We tried it when we had several meetings in Gulu. When we came out, we started implementing that. But it needs your support because this is an area where many youths can create employment. Like what the children were singing here, kuyiya. They can kuyiya songs, they can do arts and so on. What we only need is, since you have expanded market for them, we can now go to Congo, we can go to Sudan, we can go to any other area. So Your Excellency, support that area. Your Excellency, the Chinese have demonstrated to us here in Uganda that one does not need to know English to operate construction machine. Many of the Chinese do not speak English, but they come here, construct our roads, can be exemplary way of helping many of our young people who either drop out of school and join labor market with relevant market skills, but also support those who are completing school without work. Your Excellency, let us promote local talents. And when everybody will appreciate that we have heavily invested in human capital development, there's a school in each sub-county in the country. You have increased support for teaching of sciences, subjects. This is the first time in the country. Education has become free. You have also heavily invested in infrastructure projects. Now, when I'm coming from Entebbe, it takes me only 20 minutes to reach here. And that is very, very good. Can we clap for His Excellency, the President? In fact, when I was coming here, I talked to my father. My father is your good friend. He retired. He's a disabled man, but he's saying, he told me to tell you that in Tororo, especially Padola, where he comes from, he has never seen tarmac road. And you have been promising, even when you came to Muwafu, you said that road, this one will cross from Busoga, it will go up to Tororo. That one from Busolwe, Nagongera, it will go up to Mbale, Buesa. So he has sent me, he says before he dies, he wants to see tarmac road in your hands because you are friends, I don't know where you met. But he told me those days when you used to go to Kenya, he used to see you as a, I think my mother was was a supporter of Tanzanians. I think that's where you met. And he has sent me with that strong message. I know he's now listening. Your Excellency, the last one is the labor officers. I want to commend Minister of Labor, Gender and Social Development because they have now recruited labor officers, I think to the tune of 150. So they are almost covering the whole districts. But we need to empower them because there are so many mushrooming factories, investors are coming in, we need to check those places and guide them. But they are not empowered in a way that these people are supposed to be reporting to Minister of Local Government. And yet these are labor officers. Sometimes when they are deployed there, they are given another assignment. and they are under cows. The cows are the employers who are their bosses, which actually contradicts what they. So the issue is structure. So I'm requesting. This one I should not request, Your Excellency. I demand that let the labor officers return to the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development. They report there so that it is easy for them to be empowered, and then they do work together. Your Excellency, we have also, as NOTU, signed MOU with the externalization of labor, that is the UWERA, and we are trying to work together with the help of International Labour Organization to monitor our workers who go to work in Arab countries and other countries. And we are going to have a system in NOTU where we are going to start monitoring. When you are living here, we know where you are going to work, which place you are going to work in. We also use our counterparts in those countries to monitor, so that, because these jobs are bringing a lot of money, and it has created jobs for our young people. But we want to modify it so that our people who go there will be safe. Without that, Your Excellency, it can be a very, very big problem. Your Excellency, Ministry of Gender is a very good ministry, but they have a heavy load. They have the elderly, the women, the youths, the children, workers, people with the disability, culture. All these are very important organizations. But the budget which they are given to them, sometimes when I see it, I even cry. And this is a very important institution. So my request, before we demand for our own ministry, because that is the direction we are taking, we request that you improve the budgeting. Since the speaker is here, let me not bother you, Your Excellency. This is the role of the speaker. Honorable Speaker, Ministry of Gender needs more money. If you want, we can come and explain to you. Lastly, Your Excellency, in every district of Uganda, Your Excellency, now we have workers representing, we have councillors representing workers. And I want to thank you so much for signing that act when it came to you. This was some time back. Now we have every district of Uganda is represented by a female and a male councillor. But these people, first of all, they lack capacity. And when you talk to everybody, there is nowhere they fall. Even their remuneration, I understand now they are getting, per sitting, they are getting 175, which may not be adequate. But what I'm requesting, Your Excellency, you give them, we recognize them, train them, and then we improve, because they can help us in identifying, and these are your allies. You know you are an ally of workers, and I'm very proud of that. So, Your Excellency, I want to thank you. Lastly, we want just to thank you for trying to streamline Department of Criminal Investigation. You know, the other time I heard you complaining about bails and so on, but people had forgotten that CID department had a serious problem. The cadre you have appointed by the name of Magambo is doing wonders there. And I want to thank you for identifying such cadres to do a good work. Because recently we had a case where a worker was murdered in a boardroom and people were playing around. But when he get into this matter, he identified the killers. The issue is now being followed very well in courts of law and others. And we just need to streamline the system so that things work very well. I want to thank you, Your Excellency. I have a lot. Even the Mwasa gave me their message, but that one we shall discuss it when we meet. May God bless you.